What's up guys, Omni here. Guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Yeah, I got the boy on deck already. Okay, we're all ready for today's video. I know you guys are gonna ask about him, okay? Drop the like, drop the subscribe. I'm giving him kisses and I think he wants to sit on my lap while we do today's video. So yeah, let's talk about the last video of January. Never mind, he already left. But yeah, I overslept, so I need to hurry up and finish recording today's video so I can edit it because we got Sony State of Play today, okay? Arceus Bowser said the Sony State of Play is tomorrow, today by the time of video, and one of the big rumors is Sonic Shadow Generations, a remaster of Sonic Generations with new content, and Shadow as a playable character. So yeah, Sony State of Play is going to be at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern today. I will be recording it on twitch.tv/InfernoOmni if you guys want to join me. And yeah, I'm excited. People are hoping for some Kingdom Hearts news. People want some more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth news. People want some Sonic news. We don't know what's going to get. It's going to be 45 minutes of play. And yeah, you guys know where to find me, okay? 5 o'clock on Twitch. Come through. So guys, we got some Avatar The Last Airbender news, aka drama. If you guys don't know, Avatar The Last Airbender with your boy Aang is being remade on Netflix, live anime adaptation, and it looked pretty good in terms of the previews. They look like they put some time and energy into it. It looks like it's going to be good, but people were kind of worried about the plot development of one of the main characters, Sokka. Rachel said they took away Sokka's character arc. The whole point of him being like that and the gang going to Kyoshi Island and meeting Suki is so he learns that women can and are as stronger than him. So they're doing the whole thing where they're basically removing sexism, right? The whole point of Sokka's character from frame one, from episode 1, was how Sokka did not respect women. Quote, we took out the element of how sexist Sokka was. I feel like there was a lot of moments in the original show that were iffy, says Kiwo Winnie-to Katara. Yeah, totally, adds in Sokka's character. There are things that were redirected just because it might play a little differently in live action. Wrong. If you want people to respect women, put in more sexist characters that didn't get character development plots to show that they are stupid, because that was the whole freaking point. Sokka eventually evolves, finding out that women are not only to be respected, but they are actually stronger than him. It's a very important tool for his entire character. So for them to take away the concept of Sokka being sexist is to take away a large part of what made Sokka Sokka. Now Sokka is not just sexist character. He's also comedy relief. It's got other things going on as well, but it was one of the main cores that created his character, and people are kind of upset by it. I don't know why Hollywood keeps doing these things where they're trying to remove tidbits of history. They try to remove concepts that are real. Like, I don't know when they're going to realize that the audience wants things raw. Most people want things as raw as, look at Power World. You would think that with Power World, right? I always use this as an example now, right? Pokimane with guns, you can shoot them, you can kill them, you can eat them. Seems barbaric. You can torture them. You can you can put them on a slave ship. You can make them work hours and overwork them with hard labor and stuff. And you would think, no, that's not good. You know, that's the wrong signal to be signaling. No, it's a freaking hit. Okay, people want raw, and you just don't take away what is actually people who exist in real life, and especially kids as well, is the whole concept of just being sexist. A guy not respecting women. Whole concept of Mulan. They try to do that with Mulan, the Disney movie as well, where they took away the let's get down the business. Let's harsh down the sexism in a movie that's literally about sexism. Stop. A couple people had some comments to say. This guy Scott with 154,000 likes saying, we gotta stop with needing faves to be unproblematic. Sokka was sexist specifically to learn not to be. Isn't it cool that writers have the ability to use a character's flaws to teach lessons to the viewers? To say, this character is wrong, I think that stuff is neat. I agree, Scott. It's a whole part that gives the charm of being Sokka as well is character development. Vegeta, this man killed people and now he's a family man and we all love him for it. I just don't get it. I really feel like I just need to be the guy. There's too much money involved when it comes to Netflix and the writers and these shows for someone to stamp the approval to take away such a, it's a silly mechanic. If you think about it, it's kind of small in the grand scheme of things, but if they would have ran it past me, I would have told them, no, the internet will not like that. Do not do that. Keep in Sokka's sexism, okay? It is an important life lesson for him and the rest of the audience to learn that that stuff is not okay, and it's all right to make characters who are not okay, because guess what, that's what being human is. Yeah, that's the whole situation with Netflix and Sokka. Hopefully the show doesn't suck, but like if they're doing small stuff like that, people feel like it's going to err towards the concept of woke, and I don't like to get into the conversation of like the get woke go broke kind of thing. I think it's like halfway true. When you watch shows like She-Hulk and everything like that, when people try too hard to become performative, right? They try way too hard to be safe, way too hard to be inclusive, way too hard to like dance around the lines of not hurting a single soul whatsoever. I think it then tends to filter out the content itself. Like you don't create like movies and shows, masterpieces, because you're trying to carefully tread around your audience and how they feel, right? You create good art, TV, shows, movie, regardless of how they feel, knowing that it's going to be impactful in the end. I think they're starting from the end in mind, going backwards. I don't think that's a good look. But you guys can let me know how you feel about it. Do you think Sokka's art, do you think he should stay sexist or not? Also, in what you probably need to know, super huge news, the end of an era, the end of a legacy. Pokimane, our queen, our goddess, the Twitch lady herself, the Pokimane cookies herself, the drama queen herself, the big girl, the big fine ass girl herself. She's got many names, okay? Hated by many, loved by most. Yeah, she's leaving Twitch. She's literally the face of Twitch. If you look right here and come to like Twitch's live stream, she's always just plastered on the front of that. They use her looks, Streamlabs use her looks, like basically one of the most successful women streamers in the space that, you know, isn't doing the OnlyFans gig kind of thing. And she's leaving. She tweeted out, "The end of an era. Twitch has been my home for a decade, but it's time to say thank you for all the memories and love during my League, Fortnite, and Among Us days." What does she mean by that? So is she done with Twitch? Is she done with streaming? Is she going to YouTube gaming? That's probably where she's going. Is she going to Kick? Did she get a $75 million deal that gamble money and she's selling out? Because that's what I would do. If I was Pokimane, I would go over to Kick. I would sign over that $75 million. I would sell my soul. I don't care if I got 0 views on my videos. Okay, I'm going to the dark side. You guys don't like me? Fine, I'm gonna become a freaking Sith. Okay, I tried my best. I would just go straight on full billing. Anyway, I don't actually think it's that big of a deal. It probably has something to do with her ending her contract at Twitch. You know, like certain people at Twitch have contracts sometimes that they get signed off. The contract probably ended, and now she'll probably be like multi-live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, right? It's one of those things that I think is probably bigger than it is. The only thing that would make this absolutely huge is if she only streamed on YouTube with like Valkyrie and Ludwig. Well, I think Ludwig's even multi-streaming too now, and I can't think he's coming back. I don't know. But I have a feeling that this seems like it's larger than it really is. We'll see. This person said, "I still got 3 million channel points to gamble away. Please don't do this to me." So yeah, I don't know where she's going. I'm sure she's going to come out with a response within the next week or so to talk about her new home, whether she's probably going to YouTube gaming, because I don't think there's actually another live stream service for people to go to, or B, if she's going to be done with streaming altogether. She's going to become just a businesswoman. She just become business mommy. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's still going to be around. The question is just where. Apple's Vision Pro FaceTime appearance has drawn heavy criticism online for looking out of date by Dexerto. So yes, Apple, they have this new freaking Vision Pro thing. It's so you put it on to your head thing and you look like, it's kind of similar to what Facebook was doing when they were trying to make the Meta. Okay, just a visor, VR, whatever, but they are trying so hard to get people to buy this equipment to put on your face and then act like that this is going to be a part of real life, and it's not happening. It reminds me of virtual reality. They're doing it. It's still too soon. They're trying so hard to turn us to the neck, to the Jetsons, right? But I feel like this is one of those things that people are not acclimating to because of just stuff like this. Nobody, I feel like VTubers do virtual reality way better, okay? When it comes to someone being on screen and doing things and looking lively, VTubers have already done that. This seems like a diet version of what VTubers have already started doing. Now I'm curious, how much does this thing even cost? You're joking. $3,500 for what? What is this thing supposed to accomplish that will be worth $3,500. Ain't no freaking way. Oh my lord. My guy Marquise Brownlee, okay, my boy MKB, he dropped a video 10 minutes on his Twitter right here. It was a full 35-minute in-depth one, but he has a 10-minute version here. I want to see what he has to say about it, because usually if it's bad, he'll just be like, this joint is bad, right? Like, I'm curious to see how he explains what it is this Apple Vision Pro is.
Eyes on the outside is really not for you, the wearer of the headset. In fact, you'll never see it, but it's for the people around you. So when you're in a pass-through mode, your eyes will shine through to indicate that you wearing the headset can see the person outside. So that right there is already pretty unique. But then when you're in something immersive and you can't see what's around you, it covers up your eyes with this sort of like a blue, purple, glowing animation. So that intuitively makes sense. You can see the eyes when they can see you. You can't see the eyes when they can't see you. But crazily enough, there's also a feature where if you have someone who's outside the headset looking at you, talking to you, and you are in an immersion, but you want to talk to them through that, they will kind of appear through the fog of whatever immersive environment you're in. So you just start talking and looking in their direction. It detects that and sort of parts a little bit of a fog, and that person's eyes will show through the fog. It's pretty...
That's creepy. It's pretty cool, kind of creepy, but I guess I'm trying to understand the functionality of it. Okay, what is the whole point of this headset? What makes it worth $3,500? What exactly can I do with this thing that's going to give me my return on investment?
And now there's my persona right there. Kind of uncanny.
Creepy.
The hair's a little bit different, but the face... Wow. Wow, okay. So there's different lighting. You can choose it to always be in studio lighting and always be in...
Kind of cool that they can create your entire face and everything just based off the mask after scanning it. That's pretty cool technology. It still looks doo-doo. For $3,500, okay? You better capture every single pore on my freaking face, buddy, okay? It's got to be the top of the top of the top of technology, okay? At this rate right now, I would still just become a VTuber model as opposed to getting a freaking $3,500 Apple Pro. It's just not happening, bro.
This headset I'm wearing on my face is tracking all these little micro expressions and little movements for my eyes and my cheeks and my mouth and everything, but at the same time, it's just not quite human. It's right at the edge of the uncanny valley of I'm not looking at a person. So, yeah. But the crazy part is, you can now use this persona as your camera feed for any apps in Vision Pro that require a front-facing camera, like FaceTime. And so I've been using FaceTime a few times in the Vision Pro, and it is, technically speaking, incredible. So I've made a few FaceTime calls in the past few days with some fellow reviewers who you'll probably recognize from their personas who are also testing the Vision Pro. And universally, once we all got past the shock of, oh my God, it's you, it looks like a digital version of you, this is crazy, I've never seen anything like this before. Once we got past that, there is a ton happening here. So you can see the FaceTime windows literally appear as just that. They're just like glassy windows floating in space with people looking through them.
I'm not sold. I'm not sold. There's so far nothing revolutionary here that tells me that this is an object that needs to be acquired. I have not been told yet. This is not impressive to me. Am I the only one that's just like, wow, that's cool, but like for $3,500, not really. Maybe because I've been exposed to it. Again, I keep bringing VTubers. I've even seen like I forget, Code Miko. She's been doing this stuff like years and years long ago, and it looks miles and miles better. I'm not understanding. Somebody in the chat, okay? Because I'm done. Somebody tell me why the Vision Pro is worth acquiring for $3,500. What exactly is this thing going to do that I can't do myself? Okay, because I could just FaceTime somebody right now and just show my face. That's it. What is the freaking point. But you guys know what's actually worth the price? Dbrand. They've officially dropped the MagSafe for the Galaxy 24 phone. If you guys don't know, it dropped literally today. If you're watching this video on January 31st, the day that I dropped the video, the Galaxy S24 series phones are available for you guys to buy. And if you need yourself a skin to protect that expensive bad boy, Dbrand already has you covered frame one. Reading here saying MagSafe for the S24 series is like owning an iPhone, except you have a better phone. I'll drop a few pictures right here so you guys can see how sleek it looks. It has extremely precise camera cutouts. It's just, you know, to be honest, it's just sexy. I would get one myself, but Dbrand has already equipped me with one from my Apple phone. But if you guys did pick up the new Galaxy 24 and you're looking for a nice, clean, protective skin to protect your new shiny object, you guys can come to the link. It's in the description below, dbrand.com/Omni. As you guys know, Dbrand is an official partner of the channel. So if you guys use my link to go to buy the case, then yeah, you'll be supporting me and you will be supporting the channel. And again, special thanks to Dbrand for sponsoring today's video. A lot of you guys have been wanting me to talk about all of the freaking layoffs that have been happening in the tech industry and in the gaming industry recently. It's been absolutely massive. Let me give you the full 411 of what's going down, why it's happening, and the gravity of it. Because the amount of layoffs are absolutely astronomical and they keep rising. Q1, January, not to a good start. They're trying to trim those expenses and make their revenue and earnings look a lot better. This week alone, 8,000 people laid off at SAP. Oh my God, that's an accounting company. 1,900 at Microsoft, 1,000 at eBay, 800 at Vroom, 530 at Riot Games, 282 at Brex, and these percentages is the Vroom cut off 90% of its staff. What do they know? Is it AI? Did they figure out how to basically not have so many people working here? Did they need more people because of the pandemic? So they needed people working at home, taking care of more stuff. Are they making a lot less money? What is going on? Jake Lucky had tweeted about the layoffs as well just yesterday, saying that the layoffs have begun across all of Activision and Blizzard. Oh my God. And Xbox too. Okay. Every single major industry in the gaming, everyone is getting cooked, including Overwatch casters, talent, senior level esports management, CDL, observers, and more. This guy named Scott Parkins saying they did it. They actually did it. They let us work with that over our heads and laid us off on our first day off. The lack of common decency is a joke. Unfortunately today, along with a lot of other amazing esports folks, I've been let go from Blizzard. Morello got laid off, casting Overwatch and working behind the scenes, planning some of the best years we've had with Overwatch esports in the upcoming year with the new OWCS was a dream come true. Hopefully I can stay involved with Overwatch scene in the future, but if anyone wants to chat, production, talent work, email is in my bio. After 7 years of service, I've just been laid off by Blizzard. It was a dream come true to work there, and I'm saddened that my time was cut short. Yes, I was ready for the call with the champagne. Gotta celebrate the good times and opportunities I had. What's next? I'm available. And with today's news, we have additional free agents on the market, all of which are incredibly talented with a plethora of experience between them, and we've just got a list of people. You guys don't know this if you do remember, but you probably know. Activision Blizzard, okay? They just got finished this huge acquisition by Xbox. And if you guys don't know, when it comes to acquisitions or global takeovers, okay, once they do the mergers, they acquire, they do a culling, okay? It happened to me. It's the reason why I'm here, actually. My company that I worked with got bought out by another company. And then once they have that, there are too many people working for the new company. They don't need everybody from the new company and the old company, so they do a cut. Usually they get people to they overwork you usually to make you like quit yourself so they don't have to do severance pays. That's usually how it works up in the accounting, corporate stuff. Apparently accountants are retiring like crazy. That's something we'll talk about as well. But yeah, they just cut people. They shred usually after the acquisition. So yeah, this was kind of be expected, but it's also happening during a time where all of the tech industry and the gaming industry and the esports industries are all doing the same. Jason Schreier, a reporter with Bloomberg, very popular journalist who talks about a lot of this stuff that's happening in the industry, said these Xbox layoffs are such a mess that staff across Activision Blizzard are texting me to try to find out if they might be impacted. Nearly 2,000 job cuts, and people now just have to wait around to see if they're a part of the bloodbath. Again, as somebody who's been in corporate corporate for like over a decade and very familiar with this stuff, this isn't a surprise to me. Like, I think a lot of people are kind of looking at this as like evil corporation is evil, right? But they're not actually understanding what occurred was prior to all of these layoffs, there were huge amounts of people getting hired during a time of promise and perspective where they thought esports would blow up and tech was just going up. More money was to be made, so they created more jobs. Everything was happening. It was going up. Everything was prospering. And then there are dips. There are lows. And this happens to be one of that. And when those lows come down and those margins aren't being met, they have to fire people. They have to cut people. It's a part of business, quite literally. When I see people getting emotional about this stuff on here, I get it. It still sucks to lose your job, to lose your livelihood, especially in this market and this inflation where you can't afford a house or rent and everything's too expensive. It's not cool. It's not bueno. I will say though, I've seen a lot of like tweets where people who get fired or get laid off put like angry tweets out there. I think that's the last thing you should do. Just a little bit of advice between you and I. Even if you hate your company for laying you off, even if you hate them for firing you, don't go out on Twitter and make angry posts. Don't do that, because it doesn't look good when somebody wants to hire you in the future, right? They might look at you and see what you did with your prior employee. In fact, that's exactly what they will do. And they will call you out. They'll be like, yeah, this person looks like they don't have any discretion, no professionalism, and I'm going to stay away from you and stay clear, okay? If you want to stay in corporate or in that area, you got to play by the rules. And one of the rules of corporate is not bad-mouthing your previous employer for the entire world to see. So just a hint for some of you guys out there, do not do unless you're trying to get out for good. But yeah, the long and short of the answer is, why are all of these companies laying off of these people is yes, the economy has shifted, okay? It's not as booming as it was, and the companies have a responsibility to their shareholders to show like, hey, they can make a certain amount of money, they can create a certain amount of revenue, they can create a certain amount of less expenses or margin or profit, because they owe all of their duties to the shareholders, the people who invest into the company. And when that starts going down and they have to trim the funds, the first people to get the axe are going to be the employees. They probably also have new technology that's out there. A lot of these companies are working on AI in the background that are also removing these people's jobs. They're figuring out ways to do more work with less people. And if they can figure that out, on top of the fact of the economy going down, they will consolidate. That's it. That's just all this boils down to. More than likely, they overpromised and they expected things to become way bigger than they thought it was going to be in all these tech places. It was a bubble waiting to pop. And now what you guys are seeing is that pop and that drop. And when that occurs, the first people to get hit on the axe are the employees, unfortunately. And that's why you're seeing 10%, 20%, 30% cuts across the entire board. It's not just the gaming industry. It's not just esports. It's not just Xbox or Activision Blizzard. Okay, it's everywhere. Literally, PayPal, okay, has nothing to do with gaming, has nothing to do with Xbox or any of that stuff or esports. 13 days ago, PayPal CEO said, "We will shock the world." And then that day, today, this was literally yesterday, PayPal fired 10% of its staff, approximately 2,500 employees.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm so excited about it going forward. So look, I love being an underdog. I will take all of that feedback and we'll shock the world.
Yeah, you think you're going to shock the world. How are you going to do that?
We've got an Innovation Day coming out on the 25th.
By the way, if you guys looking at this chart right here, this is their holdings and their stock price over the past 5 years, starting from 2019, if you just don't know how to look at charts. And as you can see, 2020, 2021, that was the pandemic. That's right. A lot of things boomed during that time. A lot of things collapsed as well. But when something collapses and goes down, something goes way up. And that was PayPal. And now, after the pandemic, and it's all been receding, 2022 coming to 23, things are going back down and evening out. So all of the employees that were hired during these great times of prosperity are now being cut. And that's what's happening. So yeah, guys, that's the TLDR on why everyone's getting laid off, okay? And if you are one of those people, I am very sad and sorry to hear that happen. There are a lot of ways to still survive out here, okay? You are not alone, all right? File for unemployment and start getting that good stuff. Just, again, I would recommend not to badmouth your employers, okay? Every time I see that on there, I'm like, ooh, no, don't do that. They're not going to rehire you anywhere else. There will be times to come back. There will be comebacks from all of this, okay? Stay smart out here financially, guys, okay? Make your money, pad those pockets, and invest, all right? Like I keep telling you guys in my Patreon, okay? I'm trying to get y'all in a very safe and boring way to be, you know, financially secure. And the best way to do that is pad the pockets, get your emergency funds, and invest. And you'll be good. You'll be done, Jabu. It takes some time, but I think we can all get there, okay? So, all right, guys, Elmo has finally returned to Twitter. The last time I saw Elmo return to Twitter, I think he was having some interactions with The Rock. I don't remember what it was about. We did cover it on this channel. And it made for an amazing thumbnail. But apparently he's coming back, Frozen Soul Set, for some lighter news. I don't know if it's lighter though, right? Elmo saw like 50,000 trauma dumps in one day and got the whole squad coming together like the damn mental health Avengers. So Elmo came to Twitter and literally was just like, hey guys, how are you doing today? I gotta use the Elmo voice, don't I? Elmo is just... Can't do the Elmo voice no more. Every morning, I cannot wait to go back to sleep. Every Monday, I cannot wait for Friday to come. Every single day and every single week for life. Elmo reading the replies and the quote tweet. Asking the internet how they're doing, especially on Twitter. Oh my God, man. It's not going to be a good look. Elmo, we are tired. I did not have us all trauma dumping on Elmo on my bingo card in January. Where do we beginning, El Montre? The world is burning around us, Elmo. So Elmo summoned the entire squad, okay? He got everybody from all of Sesame Street to come through. We had Bert saying, I'm here if you ever need a shoulder to lean on. I'll make us both a warm cup of tea. Hashtag emotional well-being. You got Ernie over here. If you ever need some cheering up, let me know. I love making others smile. Oscar the Grouch, what did he say? I know he'd be pessimistic. I'm not great at listening to others share their big feelings, but my worm Slimy is. You should talk with him if you ever need to chat. Oscar said, look, I don't care. I'm suffering over here. I still live in a trash can. It's been 20 years and no one has gotten me a freaking apartment. This inflation is freaking crazy, okay? But yeah, you can talk to my freaking worm. Grover said, Grover, am here to be a good listener, whatever you need. Snuffleupagus. I love being a snuffleupagus because I have huge ears that are made to listen to you share your feelings. So they got the whole squad in here to get everybody to basically just talk about how they're feeling. And venting is good. I hear that. Dr. K, actually, he's a YouTuber and a streamer who talks about, you know, psychiatry and mental well-being. And one of the things he actually mentioned recently was how it's important. It's good for people to vent. It's healthy to get that stuff off your chest so it doesn't stay in there and gets repressed or whatever into your brain or whatever. I'm the opposite. I don't vent. I just keep everything in here and then I get a tumor or something like that. But yeah, that was Elmo out here on these streets trying to help these streets. These Sesame Streets. Yeah. So Dark B Andy said, remember Game Explain controversy back in 2021? It seems one member left and spoke up. Oh boy, man, 2021, that was 3 years ago, back when he was uploading videos every day. And we talked about the whole Game Explain situation. If you don't know who Game Explain is, they're a YouTube channel, okay? And I think they also have a website as well where they explain games. It just basically talks about games. And there was this huge controversy with Game Explain and some of the members. I think there was a falling out, talking about people not being paid properly. It was, I can't remember, but it was bad, like really bad. And nobody wanted to deal with Game Explain for a very long time. Since then, I believe Andre, the guy that runs Game Explain, and them all basically, you know, recovered, fixed things, and they're kind of going bueno. We'll take a look at the channel, but it looks like someone else is coming out to talk about their experience working with Game Explain. This person named Jake Steinberg said, why I left Game Explain. I found the work incredibly unfulfilling, and as time went on, my technical abilities and efficiency were used against me to constantly squeeze out more videos. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know, these things are always interesting to me, right? Is because people are basically communicating about poor work environments. And this is the second time that we've heard people talk about this from Game Explain. And it's just interesting, right? Because like in this industry, again, like I said, in corporate, usually when you have a bad work experience with jobs, you don't communicate it. You just kind of keep it hush. But I think it's also important to talk about it as well. It's just, it's such a lose-lose, because like it makes it you in a position where it's also harder to hire you for the same thing, right? You don't look hireable when you're talking about even poor work conditions. It's not fair. But again, it's important to communicate if you are being used and abused by a company for you to come out, because if that is the case and they're taking advantage of you, it needs to be communicated. It's just an observation I'm just thinking about right now. But a lot of people kind of like leaving jobs and being like, I hate this job and here's why, and then messing up their prospects. You gotta be smart with these things. Anyway, even while giving 100% and even while producing far more content than my peers, I found myself repeatedly interrogated about how I could do more. How could I become more efficient? How could I sacrifice time to think or be creative in order to produce more disposable content? That was overworked and underappreciated. While my boss was streaming games on bragging on Twitter about the channel performing better than ever, I was churning out the content that got it there. So far, I'm not going to be I'm gonna be frank with you guys. I'm gonna be real. So far, this is just what companies do, right? They get you to work and then they figure out how you could be more work. Because here's the thing, okay? When it comes to a lot of employees and people, they overvalue themselves. They actually make it seem like they do more work than they actually do. Or do you have some of those employees like, I work like 18 hours a day, every day kind of thing, overworking themselves. And it's like, actually, no. It shouldn't take you 18 hours for you to do a job kind of thing. So it could be one of those situations as well sometimes when the employees believe that they are putting in the time and the energy because they're putting in a lot of time, but they're not working efficiently. Who knows? So that's just kind of like what I'm observing right now. But this is normal, okay? For companies to ask you how to be more efficient, like how to do more things. That's a normal part of just working. Anyway, I would work past midnight to cover a late Mario Kart DLC launch, then start my next day at 8 a.m. See, this is the part. This is the part right here for employee working past midnight to cover. No, just don't. That's there are going to be people who are always going to want to do the job, but like when you are in a position where you don't want to do the job or you shouldn't do the job, you just got to say no, right? I'm not working past midnight and waking up at 8 a.m. I'm just not going to. Some people are unable to put those barriers down, but I get that there are a lot of time sensitive stuff when it comes to the gaming companies and practices. But again, the problem here is that this is a repeated experience that has happened at gameexplain. Let me just read them. Let me just finish, okay? Nobody cared what I was missing out on. I would work weekends to cover big releases after Nintendo revoked the channel's PR assets. I was made to feel like a crazy person for thinking that grinding on content for a whole Saturday was made okay by getting off a single slow news day. I would beg for KPIs that would let me know there was at least some metric, some way I could say I did a day's worth of work and be done. I think I'm good at representing myself in confrontational settings, but at best I'd kindly be told things would change, never did, and at worst be talked down to like a child for expressing dissatisfaction. But hey, nobody can stop me now, and I was fortunate enough to land some writing opportunities when I needed them the most. That will cushion me for my next minute before the search begins for my next full-time thing. Thanks for reading all of this. Also, Free Palestine. Jake. What? Let me see. Let me be what's the word? Tactful here. I don't think there's enough information from just this post here for me to actually come with I would say an answer or a conclusion of what actually went down here. It's one person complaining that the job that they had was dissatisfactory, that they found something else, they're looking for another full-time gig, and in the bottom they're talking about promoting their YouTube, and they're talking about Free Palestine, which feels a little bit pandery-ish, like, it has nothing to do with what's being told here. I don't think I have anything positive to say about this except for the fact that I hope that he lands back on his feet and that he finds a new job. But I don't think there's enough information for me to actually come to a conclusion of what actually happened here. There's always two sides of the story. There's his side, there's gameexplain side, and there's the truth. And just reading this and being the person to read these kind of situations and these scenarios for so long, I can just probably say that, yeah, this isn't the full 411. It sounds like an employee who did not have a good time or did not get what they wanted to get out of a gameexplain coming out to basically let the internet know that they hated it and to come support him and his places, which is fine, right? But I don't know if I'm communicating what I'm trying to communicate here, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I think the full story just isn't here, but I hope all the best wishes for Jake Steinberg. I don't think this is going to turn into a huge Game Explain drama thing like last time when there was multiple people coming out with multiple instances of them being in bad places. But yeah, you guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. So Rye said Twitter absolutely despising the Suicide Squad game. That's right. As of yesterday, a new game dropped. If you don't know, it's called Suicide Squad. It was called Suicide Squad, like killing the Justice League. The whole point was the premise of it, and I'm not going to give you guys any spoilers because if you haven't already been introduced to it, because it's all on there. The whole premise of the game is that the Suicide Squad, you know, Harley Quinn, the Shark, you know, Deadshot or whatever his name is, all of those people were trying to basically kill the Justice League because the Justice League went rogue. They went evil. Okay, I don't know what happened, but they bad guys, and so you had to get even more bad guys to be the ex good guys, and that's the whole concept of the game. But everything as soon as I logged on Twitter yesterday, all I got was just a mouthful of spoilers about the game Kill the Justice League, which I will, you know, avoid here. But the whole point is that everyone hates the game for many reasons. Number one, the cost and the price. They say that it costs too much and it's not worth the actual gameplay and the experience of it. They keep comparing it to Gotham Knights and saying like all the other ones and saying like it's not good. Number two, they did Batman dirty. For those of you guys who don't know, the legend Kevin Conroy, who passed away, rest in peace, was the voice actor for Batman. His lines were in this game. And they hated the fact that this might be the last voice lines that we would receive from Kevin Conroy because a lot of people don't like how Batman got done in this game. They absolutely freaking hated it, okay? I think you kind of understand what I'm trying to say without saying it. I mean, it makes sense what's going to happen in this game based on the fact that the game is called like Kill the Justice League. But yeah, they were not huge fans of the fact that the bad guys did exactly what bad guys would do. But Kevin Conroy's voice lines there will not be his final voice lines in the game. Apparently he's going to be here on Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3 in the animated series, One Final Project. And also his voice is actually going to be on Multiverses as well. So I think there's like 3 or 4 other places where Kevin Conroy's voices will still be him being the voice of Batman. The best voice of Batman, by the way. Then yeah, that's all you really need to know. You can still play it if you want. You probably have already been spoiled by the game, okay? It's one of those I don't think it's like revolutionary in any kind of way. Okay, if you guys really are excited for a game, if you really want to play a game that you have not played, something that I would like to preach to the ends of the earth, okay? If you have not played this game or you have and you want to experience Peak again.
Time is right.
Let 'em have it, fellas.
A power that takes many forms. Might even prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up.
The shadows are getting even more powerful. We need to get stronger too.
My persona represents the strength of my heart. And from here on, my heart will never falter.
Maybe we really are like heroes of justice.
This game is going to be godlike. If you've never played Persona 3 Reload, you guys know I suggest things to you every now and then, not very often, okay? If you want to play a peak RPG, if you enjoyed Persona 5 and you're like, wow, it's so good, but I don't think I want to play an old game like Persona 3. They remade it so that it's kind of newish. And I have to tell you, man, this is what started it all. This game is legendary. It's like the Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 7 of RPGs, okay? It ushered in a new era for Persona 4 to come in, Persona 5 come in, and if you like RPGs, or even if you just like freaking video games in general, Persona 3 Reload, I think, is going to be absolutely astronomically amazing. And it comes out this Friday. I am not being paid by Atlas, okay? Not yet, at least. But I'm trying to tell you guys, Persona, it's some good stuff. You either know or you don't. You either get hip or you don't. You will not have a bad time. I might actually stream this on Friday as well. So I'm using this segment to say, I don't care if you guys play Suicide Squad or not, but you definitely need to get over and get on this P3 life ASAP. You will not be disappointed. All right. And thank me later. Okay. When you do play it and you enjoy it, thank me later. In case you don't believe me, you still don't believe me. Okay. Look at this freaking P3 score. It's got a 90 Metacritic with 10, 9.5, 9.5, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8.5, 4.5, 4.5. It just looks, Some good old gaming. Get this out the way before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out, okay? This will cover you in between. All right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. I'm gonna get out of your hair, okay? Because I need to hurry up and make this video so I can edit this video so it can come out so that we can stream the State of Play. So I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you soon. Drop a like if you haven't, okay? Drop some comments on there as well if you want me to talk about anything in the future. You guys in the comments can let me know if you want to talk about stuff too, not just Twitter as well. And I'll catch you guys this Friday with another video for the end of the week. Hopefully that will be the first video of February where I do not get exploded. Today's the last day, I think, until the 3-month expiration date until I explode. And if I make it past today, I have officially made it. So I love y'all. Y'all catch y'all later. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe on the streets because these Sesame streets aren't safe. Peace.